But the fight before that, AJ, can you blame him? He fought Dan Hooker. It was like the shortest of short notice fights. Had to cut weight on the plane. Really was just doing the company a favor. And Dan Hooker came to wrestle. And he was like, I was not expecting this. I thought we were going to box. I thought I was fighting dangerous Dan Hooker, right? But you got a 2-fight losing skid. It's a little rough, right? But at the end of the day, my man, you're 27 years old. He's 27, bro. This dude is not even in the prime of his career yet. This dude is a dangerous man. Makdessi, he's at the twilight of his career, 37 years old. Big win against Bahamondes in a split decision. Bahamondes is a great striker, right? Split decision. Before that, he lost to Trinaldo. Wins against Pinedo. Wins against Ross Pearson. I mean, we're dating ourselves. Abel Trujillo, we're dating ourselves here, right? So my question is, Makdessi, does lightning strike twice with my man? And can he get another big win on the board? Because you get another big win against a young gun like Nasrat Haqparast. I mean, brother, you got to keep fighting until you're 40 at this point, right? What do you think?
Can lightning strike twice? Yes. Do I think it's going to happen with somebody who is so well trained, fighting out of TriStar, fighting with some of the best, and who has really good fundamentals in a lot of things, man? Very nice striking coming out of the Haqparast corner. I don't really think so, man, especially because one of the things that worries me most about Makdessi is when the combos start flying, he's dodging punches, he's pulling the head back, he's leaning a little bit and trying to be flashy with it, giving us, the ball guys, give me the name, Derek, you already know the style.
The Dusko?
The Dusko, man, the Dusko treatment, pulling the chin back. I'm glad you knew what I was talking about, man. But the thing is, man, Makdessi, he is powerful and he's bouncy at range. Mm-hmm. He really likes the kicks too. So if you can see these kicks coming, man, that front side kick is fire for Makdessi. He's throwing it out there. He's using it as a jab. He's keeping you away. And then he's hitting you with some really heavy attacks after that, man. So can lightning strike twice? Yes. Do I think it's going to against Haqparast? Not necessarily, man. I think Haqparast is just has this style and has the training to be able to read these things that are going on against arguably a slower fighter in Makdessi. What do you think?
Arguably, but I will say Makdessi looked really sharp against Bahamondes, so it's just tough. The dude has had 3 fights in the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying in terms of Makdessi. Haqparast has been more active, but the thing that really worries me about this fight, AJ, and it really does, like I had to put a lot of thought into this. Haqparast is primarily a boxer. That gives me a little pause because it didn't work out against Bobby Green. But then is Bobby Green your stereotypical striker? Like, absolutely not. So it's just like you got to kind of throw that result out there. Even though you can't, you got to throw it out there. I will say the other thing that worries me is that if I see a method of victory for Nasrat Haqparast, the odds indicated to it's a decision, right? He hasn't knocked anyone out in the UFC, man. I don't think he's Joaquim Silva. That was in 2019, but that's the only knockout of his entire UFC tenure, right? So that's what troubles me. It's like it has to be a decision against John Makdessi. The longer the fight plays out, I like Makdessi. I don't like the cardio of Makdessi at 37 years old, but I like the prospects. Now, the thing that worries me, and I keep going over my worries, is that when I look at it again, I'm like, okay, Haqparast decision, be my 4th decision on the night. I mean, how often do we have these cards? You go to UFC Paris, you spend all your fucking money, and you have 4 of 6 fights, and eventually someone has to get knocked out. But if you look at Makdessi as well, when's the last time this man's knocked someone out, man? You got to go down to 2015 against Shane Campbell. So that's the whole entire point. This is probably going to be a decision fest. I feel bad talking about it. I like Haqparast as the just more intelligent, quicker, youthful, more vigor. I like the boxing. The soul boxing troubles me, but I do think those last 2 losses have invigorated the man to say I'm 27 years old. I need to put it together now. And you want to always bet on the younger fighter versus the older fighter in a situation like this. Am I right or am I wrong there?
No, you're right, Derek. You're right. And the youthful age and the speed is kind of what worries me, because if you're a kicker and you have heavy kick attack like John Makdessi likes to do, all you got to do is get out of the way of the boulder that's coming down, and then you're inside and you're in boxing range. And I really like the boxing on Haqparast, man. High guard, wide stance. This dude can move. It's going to be an interesting fight nonetheless. And I'm rocking with Haqparast too, man. Yeah. All the worries aside, don't get me wrong, Makdessi, he is a dog in this fight, man, and he can get it done. And Haqparast is always down for a brawl. So if Makdessi can make this a scrap, then we're talking a little bit more, a toss-up here. I like Haqparast, though, still, man. And go ahead.
Over and under 2.5. How do you see that?
Over and under 2.5. Which one am I guessing is the favorite, man? I'd have to say the over.
Of course. Minus 265, brother. You know what I mean? It's like heavy. Take the over, smash the over. I'm going decision. You going the same way?
Going decision, brother.
God damn, man. This
Glad I got
is.
my knockout in on the last fight.
You better hope it hits. You better hope it hits, bro. All right, man. So I will put that there, and I will also say go on Tapology. 82% of the voters think that Haqparast gets it done. 77% of those 82%, and I know we're doing weird math here, they think it'll get done by decision. So I mean, bro, it's heavy. But we also know in mixed martial arts, the thing that everybody agrees on is generally not what happens. So who's to say? Maybe Haqparast gets a knockout on the board. I think Makdessi is durable. But you're 37 years old. So, anything else on that one? Or are you ready to move on?
Nah, let's move it, brother.
All right, brother. Let's move it. Now,